Route Zero. I've heard so many good things about this game. It looks really unique, really interesting. The story seems really interesting, and it apparently reads like a play or a movie script, which I also love. And let's get into it. We're saving on a blank notebook. Act 1. Here we go. Act 1, Scene 1. Equus oils, I guess is how you pronounce that. Let's look at the truck. A moving truck rumbles softly to itself. Painted on its side are the words Lysette's Antiques, Furniture, Glassware, and Curiosities. Dog. An old hound and a straw hat. Both have seen better days. An attendant. A Joseph sits between gas pumps in a Queen Anne armchair. His hair is gray and his glasses darkened. Let's talk to him. Damn, did you hear that wreck? Truck full of bottles. I know, beer bottles? Whiskey? Lost a tire or something and spilled booze and glass all over the interstate. What a mess. I hope they don't come down here looking for anything. We blew a damn fuse and it's all shut off. Okay. Did I hear a dog? What's your dog's name? His name is Homer. Her name is Blue. Just some dog. I don't know his name. So we're playing as this guy named Conway, apparently. Homer, Blue. I feel like this has like a kind of a classic Steinbeck feel already. Like it's got a very American, like a very Americana feel. So I'm gonna name the dog Homer. A bit of a shuffle or drag in Homer's step. Kind of an old one, isn't he? Well, I guess he's got some stories then. Hey, here's some jerky for Homer. I made it myself. Didn't turn out too well, but I bet a dog will eat it. Getting late, right? I can feel the sun on my neck. I bet it's just a few feet off the horizon. Looking for Dogwood Drive. I've got a delivery to make on Dogwood, but I'd rather watch the sunset. Yeah, it's the truth. You've got to stop and breathe in the road. I bet while you're out driving you let your eyes wander up the tree line and you just... Well, I bet you're more of a poet than old Joseph. Do you like poetry? Oh, I just like to listen to the TV. I used to do a lot of poetry on the computer, but I don't have the ear for it lately. Listen, you and Homer would have been driving up and down 65 all night. Dogwood Drive is on the other side of... Well, to get there, you've got to take the Zero. The Zero is a tough route to find, but you can use my computer to look up directions. You'll have to head down into the basement and reset the circuit breaker first. I'll be happy to have those whining lights back up anyway. It's too damn quiet out here. And yes, I know I made them southern. The basement door is back there in the office. Appreciate your help, friend. Oh, and here. Take this lamp. It gets dark. Okay. Let's head down to the basement. What? Who are these guys? Emily, Ben, and Bob sit in folding chairs behind a worn card table. Papers, oddly shaped dice, and highway maps cover the tabletop. Let's talk to them. Conway clears his throat. Have you all seen a breaker box down here? Oh, sorry, didn't know there was anyone down here. I'm sure we can find the breaker box on our own. I'm more curious as to why they're down there. Emily to Bob, did you hear something? To Emily, No, sorry, I was looking at the rules again. Ben, it gets easier as you go. Look, you said you rolled a 5, right? That means you get to pick up your marker and move it anywhere on the map. So it's your turn now, right? Oh yeah, I guess so. Where'd you put that 20-sided die? I don't see it. Did you drop it? It should be easy enough to find. It glows in the dark. So I guess... Oh, sign. A dusty, rusty sign is bolted onto the wall. Sign. These are the rules. No open flames near the gasoline, no consumption of beer or spirits on the premises. In case of sudden darkness, do not panic, relax, count backwards from 5. Strictly limit time spent in the basement to fewer than 3 minutes of every hour. So they said it glows in the dark, right? Game piece. Conway picks up the glowing 20-sided die and inspects it. The number 5 is facing up. It's just a small piece of plastic, but it has a reassuring, almost comforting weight. He places the object in his jacket pocket. Let's turn on the light. Head back up. What? Oh. Oh, they're gone. Folding chairs are arranged around a worn card table. The chairs are empty and the surface of the table is bare. Conway places the 20-sided die on the table, keeps the 20-sided die in his pocket, and walks away. I'm going to keep it just to see what happens. Breaker. Oh, whoa! It's literally a horse. Okay, that's a cool design. I just played some of After Party and the art in there was great too. How long were we down there? Or was it always dark like this? There it is. Just listen to those lights whine. Yep. There were some people down in your basement playing some kind of game, but they're gone now. In the basement? No, I don't think so. Maybe that lamplight playing tricks on you, huh? Well, strange things happen underground, especially in the dark. So, computers in the office, you're looking for Marquez. She knows her way around these roads. She'll get you to the 0. The password is, damn, I usually just feel it out. Muscle memory, you know? It's kinda long, kinda like a short poem, I think. One of their short poems that really sums it all up. You'll figure it out. Okay, let's figure it out. Conway taps the key, waking the computer from its reverie. User. Conway! Conway is not real. Joseph. The stars drop away. Nobody saw the accident. You just, It will only get later. Password accepted. How's it going in there? Figuring it all out? Sure you are. Messages, address book, games. Let's see the messages. Message 1 is from Donald at HotMK. Accounts consolidated. Okay, let's read message 1. Fragments dim of lovely forms. Joseph, I know it's been a while, and I know you're still sore. But there's a whole world in here, and we need your help to unmask it. Yes, the caves are cold and damp, and we are old and lame. Never mind, I can't remember why I even started writing this. I miss those days in the lab with you and our dear Lula. Maybe you found your own Xanadu. Well, so have I. End of message. So let's see message 2. From account standing urgent. Dear Equisoils, this is an urgent automated message from you that your account is overdue by more than 14 days. In response, we have switched you to our low reliability, dirty power plus plan. Consider making a payment immediately to obviate the need for us to switch you to sustained brownout select. Sincerely, your friends at the Consolidated Power Company. End of message. Exit messages. Games? Games is not real, of course. Address book. Zero, not real. Dogwood Drive, not real. Marquez. Marquez residence, 100 Macondo Lane. Head northeast on 65 and turn left as soon as you see that ugly tree that's always on fire. Look for the barn at the base of the mountain there. Can't miss it. Got it? Out there on Macondo somewhere, right? Yeah, that's it. Hey, look, while you were down there, I loaded that old TV of mine into your truck. I borrowed that thing from Weaver Marquez a couple of years ago, and now that the power is all weird over here, I can't pick up anything but static and public access anyway. She was always more of a reader, but maybe she'd want it back at home. It's nice TV. Okay, I guess we have a TV now. Homer, what do you got to say? Conway scratched behind Homer's right ear. How's it going, Homer? How about a treat? Here's some jerky. He reminds me a bit of your old man, Ira. I guess Ira was our boss. What do you think of this place? It's odd, I never noticed it driving by. Let's head out. Conway heads back into the night. Ooh! We got a whole map to explore! What's this? Head northeast on 65 and turn left. As soon as you see that ugly tree that's always on fire. And we have the dice. 16. Let's explore a bit. Church. A singing chorus echoes from within the church. The building is 1 story tall with a pitched roof and a 3-story spire rising from the front. The top section of the spire is made from stained glass. An interior light illuminates the pines in red, green, and blue. A large LED display glows in the parking lot. The light of the last Great Awakening Baptist Church. Let's listen. Conway stands and listens to the chorus. The muffled chorus drones at a steady volume, repeating the same 2 verses without rest. See, whenever I was in church, we would have songs similar to this, where we would say the same verses over and over and over. Yes, it was spiritual. Yes, I got some feeling out of it, and the songs were enjoyable enough. But it eventually got to a point where any meaning from the song was taken away. Since you explored every possible avenue that the song can bring you. But let's enter the church. Front doors of the church are modest and worn. They are locked. Walked around to the rear. A ramp leads up from a few dusty metal trash cans to the church's back door. What's in the trash cans? One has a bit of something leafy and rotten stuck to the bottom of it. Another is full of unlabeled videotapes. Enter the church's back door. He finds himself in a kitchen lit by a buzzing fluorescent ceiling fixture. On the counter are a plate of moldy bread and an empty Dixie cup flecked red around its waxy rim. A set of swinging plastic doors on the far wall lead out of the kitchen. Let's go. Vacant pews sprawl unevenly into the church. Small raised stage lies to Conway's right, bare except for a tape recorder. Tape recorder's power cord runs to an outlet near Conway's feet. Why? There's something weird about this. Like, just coming across a church where there's nothing in it. There's moldy bread, and there's just a radio playing the same chorus over and over. I don't know if I would unplug it. But who knows what could happen. Let's unplug it. The singing stops. The lights fall. Interesting moment. Airplane. Two shirtless, shoeless men push a light aircraft along the highway. Occasionally, one or the other slips a bit on the sweating asphalt, or stops to pull back a chair. The rubber is almost worn away. Soon these men will be dragging this airplane. The men are nearly broken. Let's head back out. It's time to go. I feel like that leads into a blocked off area. What's up here? Grayson Springs Road. That's got nothing. Priceville. Cherry Spring. Nothing. So we need to head to Marquez to find the Zero, a guitar player. A young man in gray-stained clothes sits by the side of the road. He is playing a worn guitar. To his left is a blue mug, and to his right, a weather dog. Let's pet the dog. The dog closes its eyes and pretends to be asleep. The young man strums absently on the guitar, hums tunelessly, and occasionally mumbles a word. Let's give him $1. The young man stops playing, pulls the wet dollar bill out of his whiskey, and hands it back to Conway. I guess he was just playing for fun. Oh, there's the tree. Burning tree. Tall black oak burns on a hill above the road. There's the Marquez farmhouse, but we haven't explored this road yet. There's a museum here. The sign in front of the building just reads museum. The lights are off, but the front door is open. Conway steps through the museum's doors. A few feet inside the museum doors, the ambient sound of the highway drops sharply away. The room is cold, dark, and still. A book lies open on the table in the center of the room. An open hallway extends to the left. Large glass doors bar the path ahead. Let's look at the book. There's no title on the book's spine or cover. A 3-word phrase written in pencil on the first page is smudged and indecipherable. On the first page, someone has left an ink drawing of a horse. Several dozen blank pages later, at the end of the book, is an elaborate ink drawing of a one-legged man working an antique adding machine, surrounded by whiskey bottles. Walk to the hallway. Conway's steps echo against the hallway's marble floor and arched ceilings. Plexiglass boxes line the walls. The hallway dead ends on a darkened display case. Let's look at the boxes on the walls. The first box, just a few feet into the hall, contains an assortment of bird wings. Some are missing feathers. One large, brightly colored wing almost glows in the moonlight. Its feathers are intact, but a piece of bone pokes awkwardly out from the tip. The display case is several yards wide, but just a few feet off the ground. It's unlit, and back in this corner of the darkened museum, very little moonlight creeps in. A gold-plated plaque on the surface of the case is a bit easier to read. It recounts a short history of fowl hunting in the region and then speculates, abruptly, about the nature of addiction. Let's go through the glass doors. The glass doors won't budge. To apply any more force would likely break them. Well, let's break them. The glass shatters. Somewhere ahead a light switches on. After a moment it switches off. The room is dark again, and the floor is covered in broken glass. Broken glass grinds under Conway's boots as he walks down the hall. He has a feeling of being in a larger space. Very little light reaches the far end of the hallway. Feel the walls. The walls are completely smooth and strangely warm. Conway can feel his breath and sweat condensing on the surface. The floor is complete. Okay. Turn to the entrance. And let's go. We can go back there. Now let's head to the Marquez farmhouse. Act 1, Scene 2. Marquez farmhouse. We have a ruined home. Pretty dark out here, huh? So I guess we just need to head up the paths. The farmhouse is up the hill a bit. Maybe you'd better stay down here where it's lit. I can borrow you a treat up there. Lamp. A street lamp lights the base of a dusty path leading up the hill. Graveyard. A family graveyard is set off to the side of the house. Headstones are inscribed with the surnames of the unfortunate. Nowakowski, Padilla, Marquez. Let's go in the house. Light switch. I was just thinking what a lovely house we have. Do you like it? Have you been here before? Did you happen to see an owl? Sure, it's a nice house. No, I've never been here before. I didn't see any owl. I didn't see any owl. I know, I saw it out the window once. Big, ugly thing. All sound and fury. Well, it's gone now. There used to be another house here, but we had it destroyed, and we built this one. It was very expensive and it got quite underwater. What do you do for work? Is it too difficult or do you like it very much? I was once a mathematician. Are you looking for something in particular here? I drive deliveries for a small antique shop. I believe it's hard times for a small antique shop. It's hard times everywhere, even out here on our little farm. My parents stopped paying the bank a while back. I shouldn't even be here, but I just stayed. I have some notebooks. I'm only a little bored. I might prefer to watch TV occasionally. Joseph says you're too smart to watch TV. That was a nice thing to say, but he was wrong. I'm not as smart as I used to be. Well, actually, I suppose I am as smart as I used to be, but never any smarter. I don't learn anything new anymore. I write some figures, but nothing's radical. I'll bet he set that old TV along with you, didn't he? Of course he did. That was clever of him. Will you please set it up? Then I can explain to you how to get where you're going. The zero. The zero. I know. Let's set it up. Whoa. That's cool. So there seems to be a image of a cave on the TV. That's not how it's supposed to look. You've made a mistake setting it up. Is it a foreign object to you? Which of your parents was it who wouldn't allow you to watch television? Ma thought she heard ghosts in the static. Dad thought it was radioactive. I know how to set up a TV. Ghosts in the static. I know about that. She was ill, wasn't she? Mentally, I mean. Kind of distant, fearful. Fearful. Yeah, that's the way to put it. You have it all backwards. I'm not surprised. You? Have you been paying attention? I don't think you have. It's time to start paying attention now, Conway. Look closely at the television. Let's look. The story here is very mysterious, very surreal, and I kind of love it so far. So we've got a windmill, farm house with some horses, and this weird spiral diamond thing. What is this background sound? It's really weird. Is anything supposed to be happening? Oh. Hey. Hey, wake up. You spaced out for a minute there. The picture on the TV. What do you keep out in that barn? Used to be tools and feed, then books. Now I think it's mostly spiders. That TV is picking up the wrong signal. My cousin Shannon would know more about it. She fixes TVs for a living. Well, she used to. I think the new models are giving her some trouble. So, I really just need to get to the Zero. Honestly, I'm not convinced you should bother with the Zero. I'd much rather you find my cousin and fix my TV. But I'll get you headed the right way. So it's pretty easy. Get back on 65 heading north, then take the first right after the artificial limb factory. From there, your arrival at the Zero is basically inevitable. Nice to know you, Conway. Keep your eyes open, especially in the dark. So we have to find her cousin, Shannon. She will apparently know how to fix the TV and get us to the Zero. And she's gone. And her car's gone. Huh, I guess she left. Oh, I could have looked at the sink. It's fine. Let's head to the truck. I just met the strangest lady. She seemed pretty nice. Marquez. I wonder where her folks are from. Oh, I like the singers in the background. But we gotta go. I can just listen to this and enjoy it. Now, I did read that you can go back to the gas station and apparently find something there. That's scene 3, so... Oh, who is this guy? Joseph. And that's only a few miles outside of Ogdenville anyway. I don't think you could do much better for accessibility, and they got the new gas station and folks get lost. But maybe they should feel lost, Joseph. Just as lost then as we're always already lost. Just like poor itinerant Silas, wandering the road looking for a home. Well, that's the way to look at it, I guess. Well, hello. I heard that old truck rumble on up. How's Homer? Say, maybe you can help this fella. He's looking for a venue, is how you said it, right? Sure, I have an old friend who runs the bar, and they got a real big stage. Sure, I know a furniture warehouse you could probably break into. Let's say the bar. No, no, it can't be indoors. It's impossible. But I'm obliged you to stop a moment and help me work this through. Let me explain my charge. I've dedicated my last 12 years to the design and orchestration of my life's great work. A grand, broadly experimental theatrical adaptation of The Death of the Hired Man by Robert Frost. How do you mean experimental? Well, drama is really my second love. My higher calling is pseudoscience. Yep, pseudoscience. Pseudoscience is the eternally fruitful marriage of whimsy and process that has yielded such poetic specimens as astrology, phrenology, canals on Mars, and homeopathic medicine. I hope I have the time to explain how my pseudoscientific theory poetics find expression in this play, but now I am in a delirious rush. The event is to be performed tomorrow morning, just before dawn. But, in the spirit of tragedy, our venue fell through at the last moment. I've been out all day driving the highways looking for a replacement, eyes fastened to the landscape, like a hawk scouring the field. So like a hawk, in fact, that I failed to keep an eye on my gas meter. I'm here waiting for the tow truck to bring my card so I can get back at the task. Well, I don't mind keeping an eye out for a spot. I'm on a drive anyway. If you have attention to spare, I'd be grateful. Somewhere outdoors, somewhere intimate, somewhere tragic. Well, here you are. Met your friend Weaver. Now, you say you met her. She was there? Just for a minute, then she left. You're surprised? Huh, no, I guess I'm not surprised. It's good that you met her. I know the Marquez family years ago when Weaver was a young girl and her parents were studying local folk songs. Smart family. Well, some of them are smarter than the rest are wise, if you know what I mean. They hit some trouble a while back and sort of tore them all up. But, you know, everyone hits trouble at some point or another. Well, not everyone, but most of us do. Hey, if you see Weaver Marquez again, tell her I'm sorry about her aunt and uncle, and I hope I'll be seeing her soon. Many thanks. Oh, that old place. I heard they keep a huge archive. Hey, next time you're up there, take a look in the archive room and see if you can find any of my old work on file. It'll be under Wheatree. That's my last name. Wheatree. The archive is just through the hall of glass. It's these big plastic doors. It's kind of hard to spot, but the texture is a bit different than the rest of the walls. Let's go. So she said, where? 65 heading north. But I think she also mentioned a bait shop. Did she not? Oh. Do we go through the glass doors? Feel the floor. Okay? Feel the walls. No, they're not completely smooth. One wall is a bit more tacky, like it's bleeding a bit in the heat. Conway presses gently and the door swings open. Rows of filing cabinets line the walls. The room is lit intermittently by a quivering fluorescent bulb. The label on the first cabinet reads, Artifice to Failure. It contains several articles, CD-ROMs, prints, and punched cards. Each is stuffed in a large yellow envelope and labeled, for example, Q. Lavelle 2010, Portal, Freger 1986, Mondo Medical, Soderstrom 2007, The Postman's Choice, Vaudier 1967. That's Generosity to Loneliness, Calamity Annie, Anthropy 2008, Cart Life, Hoffmeyer 2011, Mainichi, Bryce 2012, The Sea Will Claim Everything, Kira Kiratzis, 2012. Memory to Regret. Everything I do is art, but nothing I do makes any difference, part 2. Or, How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Gallery. Riley, 2006. Digital Love Story, Love, 2010. Radiator 1-to-1, Polaris. Yang, 2009. Brace, Copus, 2012. The Cat and the Coup, Brinson Velanjad, 2011. Sorrow to Zero Sum, Siberia, Sokol, 2002. The Prisoner's Dilemma, Sarah, 1974. The Walking Dead by Telltale, 2012. If I had my way, I'd tear the building down. Wheat Tree. Conway examines a manuscript. A few hundred sheets of paper are roughly stitched together in this manuscript. It seems to be a video game written in a sort of awkwardly English-like code. Flipping through the pages, Conway is able to gather that it's a story about 3 characters, Joseph, Donald, and Lula. It's something like a tragic love triangle, but much more complex. Some kind of tangled, painfully concave love polygon. The label on the cabinet reads, okay, let's go. Blah, blah, blah. Exit. Drive away. I'm gonna look for that bait shop. I think she mentioned it being like north-ish. Oh. Conway pulls into the bait shop parking lot. Vaulted above the road on a thin steel bar, a handwritten sign reads, Live bait, minnows small and also large for stripers, nightcrawlers, chips, and beer. A green flyer hangs loosely from a bit of masking tape at eye level. To the shop's right, a dirt parking lot sprawls unevenly into grass and then eventually trees. The bait shop is open. The flyer, the computer-printed type in a bold font, surrounds a clip art illustration of a TV set. The TV has eyes, arms, and legs. Its shoulders are slouched. On the screen is a cartoon expression of exhausted nausea. A hot water bottle rests against its wire antenna. TV repair. No model too old. Inquire within. We do not sell digital converter boxes. Let's go inside. Narrow aisles crowded with lures, reels, rods, and snacks divide the shop lengthwise from the entrance to the cashier's counter. The left wall is lined with churning tanks of water. Look into the tanks. The 3 metal tanks aren't labeled, and the water is too agitated to get a clear view of what's inside each one. The contents of the first tank are vaguely gray. The second is a muddy pink. The third is clear, but shiny silver flecks occasionally flash along its surface. He reaches the first tank. Conway's hand brushes against something roughly the size of its palm. Let's reach deeper. Conway's hand comes into contact with a scaly, uneven surface. As he runs his fingers along the bottom, a bead of sweat bridges the inches from his temple to the water surface. Something bites at his forearm. He recoils. Conway's fingers slip through something fleshy but inert. The sensation is nauseating. As his elbow passes into the pinkish mass, he realizes he's about to be sick from the smell and pulls away. The water seems to tremble with life. Conway can't tell if his hand is being nibbled by fish or massaged by the artificial current. As his eyes near the surface of the water, he can see something colorful glowing faintly at the bottom of the tank. A tremor spreads from his elbow out to his fingertips and up to the base of his shoulder. His vision flickers. The water is running warm under his skin now, and he has the sensation that something is about to snap. His eyes close. He lays on a rooftop. New shingles rough beneath his back, swelling in the noon sun. He is exhausted. It must have started before dawn. His legs are sore from holding unstable on the uneven surface, his wrists from breaking old sealant, his fingers from carefully lifting shingles to hammer down new ones. His boss, Ira, yells from the idling truck below. He shades his eyes with his hand. A beer would be good. It's barely past noon, but he's worked a full day already. What could the harm be? Maybe a shot at the counter, just to get his eyes open. Then a beer. He could offer to drive into town for lunch and stop at that place on Cumberland. The cashier pushes Conway roughly on the shoulder. He's been talking, yelling maybe, but it's all an echo now. Conway looks up, his neck stiff with pain, his right palm still tingling. The cashier points to the tank, then above it to a few holes torn in the wall. Nail holes from an electric sign which has come dislodged and fallen into the water. He helps Conway to his feet, looks at him pitifully, and returns to the cash register. Approach the counter. A wiry cashier stands behind the register, preoccupied with a Sudoku puzzle. Let's ask about the basketball game. The cashier switches on the radio. An AM sports broadcast is playing, but Conway can't be sure if it's meant to answer or to drown out his questions. Ask about the workshop. A handwritten sign on the door behind the counter reads, TV appears by appointment. Please consult with cashier. The cashier knocks a few times on the door and waits, occasionally glancing at his puzzle. After a few moments with no answer, he notices a smaller note written on the sign, reads it, then points it out to Conway. Weaver, I got your message. Have left for the old mine. Don't know if I will see you there or what. Ready either way. Shannon. I guess that's where she is. Let's head back to Equus Oils, though, just to tell Joseph about, that looks like a factory. On-ramp. Wait, the guy at the gas station said he wanted something outdoors, tragic, and intimate. This could be it. This is ominous. Conway brushes some dirt off Homer's hat. How's it going, Homer? Huh, not sure that lady was right about the on-ramp to the Zero being here. I guess you just can't tell with some folks. They're liable to run you around just for kicks. Well, try not to get frustrated. You know, let's head back on the road, actually, since I need to go by Equus Oils. I don't want to get into a whole nother sequence and possibly miss out on going to, ooh. The creek runs alongside the highway and then turns toward a dainty brick building. A grinding drone from within the building is faintly audible from the interstate. Floodlights on the lawn illuminate smokestacks. At the edge of the building's parking lot, a large sign, partially obscured by trees, reads, "A artificial limb factory." So I can only assume it's an American artificial limb factory. Fair enough. No, what? Ooh, dragonflies. The truck jerks towards the shoulder, nearly run off the road by a swarm of dragonflies. Their wings beat briefly in the headlights and disappear into the night. Equus Oils. I hope that guy's still there. I can tell him about the mine for a venue. Ah, he left. Well, here you are. Where did he go? Oh, well, where an old mine is around here. I guess not, unless you're thinking of the old Elkhorn mine. That's over northeast of here on Hardyville, but you can't get in there anymore. It's all fenced up. They had an accident. I see, I had already found the mine, but I'm just interested in what he would say. Where did Carrington go? Oh yeah, his tow truck came, so he gassed up and left. He's awfully proud of that car. Yeah, I guess he's back out looking for a venue. He said he hoped to run into you again, though. Or maybe we'll hear about it on the radio. I'll keep an ear out for you. Found your game. Yeah, if I had my way, I'd tear the building down. You still have that? Well, damn. You know, I think that's about the best thing I ever did. Nobody's played it. Someday I'll have to tell you about my friend Donald. We worked together on that one. Halfway through, we kind of fell out. So that's where the game ends so weird. You know, one day I'll have to tell you about that. Conway doesn't want to stay any longer. Let's head up to the mine. On-ramp? Elkhorn Valley. Let's just head inside. Entrance. Scene 7. Elkhorn Mine. Shannon speaks into the large brick cell phone held up to her ear. It's $200 for 2 weeks. Yeah, it kind of is an emergency. No, it's fine. I'll figure it out. Yeah, it kind of is an emergency. Phone. Inaudible. But can I trust him not to just change the locks? Yes, and I appreciate that, but... Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you. Shannon hangs up the phone and puts it away. Excuse me, ma'am. I saw the light was on and I'm looking for the on-ramp too. Do you believe in ghosts? Well, let's see. I do believe a place can be haunted, if that's what you mean. What about a person? Can a person be haunted? Sure, I guess a person could. Sometimes I feel haunted myself. Me too. Oh yeah? Is that what led you down here? Yes. So I guess this place must be pretty important. Maybe I'm in the right place after all. Here's what it is. I drive deliveries for a shop called Lysat's Antiques, and I'm out trying to finish this job. You're making a delivery to the mine? What kind of stuff are you hauling? I'm doing this. Oh, no. I have a delivery for 5 Dogwood Drive, and I can't remember ever seeing that address before. Now I heard I need to take a highway called the Zero. So I met this young lady named Weaver Marquez, and she sent me this way. And so here I am. Uncommon place for an on-ramp, but that's what it's been like so far. Anyway, with... What? Weaver Marquez. Do you know her? The Zero. Is that around here? She's curious about Weaver. So you saw her tonight. I know Weaver. She's my cousin. I'm Shannon Marquez. Oh, you're the one who fixes televisions. I get it. She tricked me. I'm going with this one. That's right. Did she tell you that too? Of course she did. Weaver doesn't lie. One time when we were younger, she told me my dad had been in a terrible car wreck. There was crushed metal everywhere, and we'd be hearing it echo through the house for years, she said. I was very upset, crying, and then my dad walked in the door. Just come back from a trip to the junkyard collecting scrap metal to fashion into wind chimes. I was angry, but she said it wasn't a joke and it wasn't a lie. At the time, I thought she meant it as a riddle or a puzzle. But Weaver's not a puzzle. She's a mystery. So, what are you doing down here, Shannon? I talked to Weaver earlier this evening, too. Or anyway, she talked to me. It's hard to tell if she's listening sometimes. Weaver told me I had to come down here to the old Elkhorn mine. She said I'd find something I've been looking for. What are you looking for? I'm not exactly sure. I have a few ideas. I'll know it when I see it. It's not such a bad thing you showing up now. All told, I'd rather not go down there alone. Your dog should stay up here, though. It's no place for a dog. This is an old mine. It runs pretty deep and tangled. If we're going to go down into it, find your on-ramp and whatever else, we've got to keep our bearings. I don't want to get turned around. I've got some gear here to measure conductivity, frequency response, stuff like that. Maybe we can find a way to put a signal out ahead, do some analysis and figure out what kind of topology we're up against. What's topology? Topology, that's the science of continuous space, my friend. The way this twisty maze of passages fits together. And we're back playing as Conway. You gotta stay up there, Homer. I wish you could come with us, but you can't. PA. That runs into the mine's PA system. Do you think it still works? Only one way to find out. Alright, give it a whirl. Is anybody down there? How big is this place? Or we say nothing. Nothing. Oh, there's no power. Yeah, okay, even when this old mine was up and running, it was tricky to keep stuff powered. You know, the miners used to have to pay just to run the fans and the lights. Yeah, they got paid in these shitty plastic tokens. Coal script, you know? And if you want to run the fans for a bit to clear the air up, well, you have to put a token in. My parents used to work here. So did Weaver's parents. I guess a lot of folks' parents worked here. So let's just head into the mine and see what we see. Can we power it up? Can we power it up? I bet we just had to free up some power for the PA system. Everything is rationed. Here, set up that lamp of yours and I'll go and plug these ceiling lights. Conway clears his throat nervously, thinks something clever to say, fidgets with change. Let's think of something clever. I heard the speakers back here crackle a bit. It's on now, right? Try saying something into the mouthpiece. Well, we're not going to say anything. Say something. So, we're down here. Okay, I hear you. We need to measure the echo delay time and figure out how deep the tunnels run. Just make some noises into the mouthpiece. Let's clear our throat. Scrapes a coin, knocks on the table. Coin. Spit, whistle, blow on the mouthpiece. Let's whistle. Damn, that's a long delay. These tunnels run deep. I bet some of them have ruptured or joined up with the cave system. Alright, I set up my spectrum analyzer, so just say something into the mouthpiece and we can get a sense for how narrow the mine tunnels are. Don't be shy, just say anything that comes into your head. Tell me a story about something, or what did you have for breakfast today? I had breakfast with Lysette. I made some red-eye gravy. She talked about her late husband, Ira. Talked about the day's work. We listened to the radio. We talked about the day's work. Then she cleared the table, we loaded the truck, or we sat there for a bit. Then we just sat there for a bit. Got it. Looks like the tunnels are pretty cramped. Yeah, low ceilings. Hope you're ready to stoop a bit. You're probably used to it. One more test. We just need to know if the air is breathable or if it's too thin or too dense. Just sit real close to the mouthpiece and breathe. I'll measure the resonance of your breath with the air in the tunnels. Just try to relax. Try to breathe naturally. We think about the road or resting. The road. Earlier in the day or when we were younger? Younger. This doesn't sound good. Getting some pretty strong readings here. I think we're in good shape, but keep at it for a minute. It doesn't sound like it's going well. A hot meal. Conway breathes and relaxes as a peal of feedback and loose rock engulfs him. Oh, we're in good shape. That really seems like it, Shannon. Scene 8. Did we die? Are we in a whole nother place? No, Elkhorn Mine. Jesus, are you alright? What the hell? My leg is stuck. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna pull you out. We have to get you out of here. There you go. Okay, are you hurt? Can you put any weight on that leg? It's all messed up. Here, let's get you onto the tram. There you go. Now let's see if this thing has power. Well, okay, there's some luck, right? We should be able to ride this tram right out of the auxiliary exits, if there are any. I think there are. What about the on-ramp? We'll just find the exit and then figure out what to do from there. That's our first priority. So, the controls are over on your side. Let's get moving. There's a turntable. Oh, here we are. It's maybe hard to believe. It's hard for me to believe myself, but this whole branch was underwater last I heard. Is it safe? I guess so. Looks like they finally drained it. Or maybe it just drained off on its own. The water came in pretty fast, and a lot of folks got trapped in the tunnels. I only heard parts of how it went from there. Sanitized for the bereaved. You know how these big companies are. There was gossip too. The trapped miners couldn't get the pumps going because the power was rationed, so they shut all the lights off. But even then it wasn't enough. So I guess it was dark when they... You lost people down here, didn't you? We all lost people down here. Well, not all of us, but most of us. It doesn't matter now. Look, this old turntable is still wired up. The controls were dead, but I can use my signal generator to switch tracks so the water hasn't damaged it too much. Or we can just keep heading down this tunnel. All this junk hanging up around the turntable is from the company store. Just junk, you know? The miners would buy it and use it to decorate the place, or its landmarks, I guess. Hard to know which way is which down here. It's all so dim and gray. She connects 2 clip leads from her generator to the turntable's electrical panel. We're on the tracks of the animal bones and the rowboat, so... The pendulum and the casket sounds ominous. Let's go this way first. Damn, it's almost totally intact. I thought it would have been destroyed. What is this place? We can assume it would have been destroyed by the water. But it's a recording studio, basically. Kind of thrown together, but when this mine was active, a couple of folk music archivists spent time here recording miners' songs. Really academic, ivory tower types. None of the miners really talked to them much. So they stayed at the margins, observed, took notes, and then sometimes they get someone on the lunch break to sing into their microphone. Then I guess the power company got some kind of interest in the project and gave the archivists some coal script tokens to pay the miners with for their songs. What do you think the archivists were after? Data, I guess. Comparing intonation, subject matter, diction. You know, all those little details that no one really thinks about when they listen to music. Yeah, academics are great at that stuff. Let's get out of here. Interesting. But yeah, this game is really great so far. I don't mind reading it at all. I like how it reads like a play. And the world seems unique and surreal and interesting. I'm really into it so far. Tape player. A dusty reel-to-reel tape player is stashed beneath the track, loaded with tape but starved for power. So let's head back and do the one like in between the scarecrow or something. Yeah. Remember last time, let's head left. Dead end. Do you hear that? Kind of a muffled rumbling. Maybe we're near the surface. Yeah, it sounds kind of like a highway. I wonder why they stopped digging so abruptly here. Maybe they hit a pipe or something. The tracks are all messed up here. This tram isn't going any further. I wonder what's down that tunnel. Let's head back to the animal bones and the rowboat. And leave the mine. Thank God. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, okay, that tunnel where the tracks were broken, I'd like to take a look down there. Whatever you need, I'll just wait for you here. If you wait for me here, I'll just go take another look around. Yeah, let's see what's down that tunnel. Conway was like, sure, okay, I'll be right there. Or, I'll be right here. Oh, this is ominous. Ominous. Why are we in this tunnel by ourselves? Ooh, can we look at the... Whoa. What is going on? Things are changing colors. It's zooming in. Why are we in this tunnel? Nope, nope. I don't want to know what happens. That we could very well die. What? Helmets? Okay. And I guess that's the end of that chapter. Made it out of the mine, I guess. Yes, we did, but our leg's broken. Ooh, what's in the shack? The cramped shack is lined with wooden shelves. Dusty stacks of tape reels and notebooks crowd the room, but a bit of moonlight filters through a window near the ceiling. On a small desk in the middle of the room lay 3 notebooks. The red one is labeled with J. Marquez, the green one R. Marquez, and the blue one is unlabeled. Blue first. The notebook is full of Greek letters and cryptic mathematical formulas. Near the back of the book, what first looks like it might be an esoteric German shorthand is actually a love poem written in anagrams. The pages are covered in disorganized notes. Some written horizontally and others scribbled vertically into margins. A few pages are lined more evenly and divided up into charts correlating seasons, lyrics, harmonies, and coal holes. On each page is a delicately rendered charcoal drawing. Most are portraits of rugged faces. Near the middle of the book, there are a few drawings of a young girl in a miner's helmet. She plays along the minecarts, collecting pieces of... Oh yeah, this place. I didn't think you were coming back. These notebooks are labeled Marquez. Your parents are the archivists? No, Weaver's parents are the archivists. My parents were miners. How's the leg? I can walk on it, but it's slow. Well, I'll try not to get too far ahead of you. You don't mind my hitching a ride, do you? I kinda got a lift out here and wasn't sure if, when I'd be heading back. I can drive. I can handle it. I can handle it. Okay, your decision. I still need to find the 0. I guess I should look for another route to Dogwood Drive. Yeah, alright. Well, maybe asking Weaver about the 0 was the wrong place to start. Maybe we'll just ask her for specific directions. Her answers are complicated enough without a layer of indirection at the question. I saw Weaver at my workshop. That's up north by Lake Nolan, right at Wax and Peonia, in the back of a bait shop. Pretty glamorous, right? These are the times we live in. She's either up there or back to the farmhouse. Whichever you want to head to first, just let me know. Let's head to the bait shop. You okay, Homer? I have to assume he's doing just fine. Lysets Antiques. I guess this is your truck? this my truck? Homer. How's it going, Homer? Homer, this is Shannon. Nice to meet you, Homer. I've got some dried banana slices. Would you like one? I don't really like them anyway. Take care of your friend here, and there's more to that came from. Conway doesn't want to stay any longer. So, Lake Nolan, right? Yeah, I was by here before. Conway Shannon. Okay. Conway and Shannon walk around the side of the building into the workshop. The walls are lined with cheap metal shelves, loaded precariously with vacuum tubes, awkwardly shaped metal casings, and coffee cans full of electronic components. Shannon leads Conway to the back of the room, where a few TV sets in various states of assembly are set up on a rough wooden table. She flips the switch on the power strip they're all plugged into, and the TV sets tremble to life. Let's watch the sets. A ghostly white wobble flickers along one screen in a rhythmic pattern. Another is just snow. A third, small security monitor in the middle of the table is oscillating between different shades of black. Let's ask about Weaver. We asked Shannon where she saw Weaver. She points to a small security monitor on the table. The image on the screen is just black, but it seems to be fading slowly, almost imperceptibly between different shades of black. Shannon tweaks a few knobs on the side of the monitor, but the picture doesn't change. We're going to look directly at the monitor. The screen is a cavernous black. It hums and swells at the pace of the tide. Conway loses track of the workshop's walls. Be inches away or miles. He is adrift of black water, traveling swiftly towards the rocky shore. There should be a lighthouse or a buoy by these rocks. It's dangerous. Shannon switches off the power strip. Weaver is not here. Farmhouse then. This has been a fun intro to the game so far. I'm really enjoying it. Like, I'm liking the strange story here. Act 1, Scene 9. Marquez farmhouse. Ooh, we are a lot slower. Yeah, I didn't actually get on the path the first time. But the... Oh, Shannon seems to be helping me. Graveyard. There's nobody buried here, you know. It's decorative, I guess. Or it's art or something, I don't know. What are the names on the headstones? Nowakowski, Padilla, I don't know those names. Maybe the people who lived here before. I know when they bought this property, it already had a house and everything, or maybe they have some other symbolic meaning. Oh, and look at that headstone. Marquez. I used to think that was for my parents. Now I don't know. Let's head on inside, see if Weaver is somehow here. Shannon. So, this is where she was? Yeah, it makes sense. This is where Weaver and her parents lived. They took out a bunch of loans, you know, and had this place built. Do you have any debts? I owed some people some apologies. Well, you're lucky that's all you owe. My parents were like that, until the company store found a way to get to them. For my dad, it was tokens to run the fans and air purifiers, and for my mom, it was canaries. Two solutions to the same problem, but they sure sounded different. Weaver had debt too, a lot of it, all tuition. How did she pay it off? She didn't. She had no income, none of them did. I think eventually Weaver put those math skills to work on all the red numbers and then the family checkbook, and got a clear sense of just how hopeless their situation was. So she left. I guess she just drove away in the middle of the night. They woke up in the morning and the car was gone. Never came back. Until tonight. She seemed really focused on that old TV. Oh, that's not something you'd see every day. That old TV right there? Well, that is a damned antique for you. I had a model like that in the shop once, but I had to sell it off to make rent. Most painful decision I ever made. Say, do you mind if I open it up? Looks like the dials are all corroded and the screen is leaking light a bit. Come on, I bet Lysette would never forgive you for letting a specimen like that fall into disrepair. Let's look at it. Something weird about this TV. Oh yeah, these tubes are all messed up. Look like they've been in a swamp or a cave or something. There's moss growing on this one. That's okay, I have a few spares in my bag here. I pulled this one out of an old computer monitor. It just needs to be recalibrated a bit. Okay, that should be seeing something now. Are you seeing anything? Hey, that looks dangerous what you're doing there. A little bit to the left? Damn. Okay, here I think the contacts are dirty. Now don't go telling my customers to clean off the old vacuum tubes with spit. There, just gotta turn it north-south and... What? We like reverse the images. That's the 0. And there we go, we found the 0 already. Huh. Now we just need to find Dogwood Drive. Or was that the end of our story? Like, did we find the 0 and now it's gonna move on to a whole new set of characters? Of them trying to find the 0? Who knows? I'm gonna love this game. And that's the end of Act 1. That was fun. I will do this tomorrow, and then I'll just make this a separate video. Then I'll make Act 2 its own thing, then the entertainment, Act 3, and I'll do all of these in their own videos. This was fun. and I am very excited to do part 2.